I'm the one that made the mistake. I can only hope that I can prevent other people from making the kind of mistakes that I made in the game of baseball, especially young people.
Born on April 14th, 1941 in Cincinnati, Ohio, Pete Rose was one of 4 children to Harry and Laverne Rose. He played baseball and football in high school. While still in high school, he played in the Dayton Amateur League. He played catcher, second, and shortstop. Rose had an uncle who was a scout for the Cincinnati Reds and pleaded for the Reds to take a look at Rose. In time, the Reds decided to take a chance on Pete, presenting him a professional contract once he graduated high school. Pete spent 3 years in the minors, and then in 1963, at the age of 22, made the Reds, having never played higher than A-ball. He took the league by storm and was easily the selection for Rookie of the Year that season, posting an OPS of 705 with 170 hits and 101 runs scored. He would remain a dominant fixture in the Reds lineup for the next 17 years. Over that span, he was selected to 12 All-Star teams, won the MVP in 1973, and was in the top 10 in MVP voting 9 times. He led the league in batting 3 times, led the league in hitting 6 times, and in runs 4 times, and helped bring 2 World Series championships to Cincinnati. The first in 1975, when he was named the World Series MVP, and the second following year in 1976. At the age of 38, the Reds were ready to move on, but Pete was not. In 1979, Pete Rose signed with the Philadelphia Phillies, where he would spend the next 5 seasons and win his 3rd World Series in 1980. While in Philly, he was named to the All-Star team 4 out of the 5 seasons. At the end of the 83 season, at the age of 42, Pete's time in Philly was over, and he signed with the Montreal Expos. He only played 95 games in Montreal before being traded back to the Reds. A few years later, on September 11, 1985, Pete Rose broke Ty Cobb's all-time hits record of 4,191. He finished his career as and is still the all-time hit king with 4,256 hits. In 1984, Pete Rose began managing the Reds as well as playing, and he remained player manager for the 85 and 86 seasons, and in 1987 was exclusively the manager. During the 80s, reports were out there that Rose had bet on baseball. In February of '89, Rose was questioned but denied the allegations. Sports Illustrated at the time made public a report that Rose had placed bets on games on March 21st, 1989. Lawyer John M. Dowd was brought in by the commissioner, Bart Giamatti, to investigate the allegations on Rose. Dowd interviewed associates, bookies, and bet runners tied to Rose and concluded that not only did Rose bet on games, but he bet on Cincinnati Reds games, 52 of them in 1987 alone. Rose continued to deny the allegations, but on August 24, 1989, Rose accepted a permanent place on baseball's ineligible list. He states to this day he did it because he could apply for reinstatement in 1 year. Just 8 days after Rose's suspension, Commissioner Giamatti died of a heart attack. Pete Rose and many of his supporters believe that had Giamatti not died, Rose would have eventually been reinstated. Since that time, Pete Rose has been trying to get back into the game he loves, but to no avail. He denies he ever bet on the Reds to lose, but gambling is forbidden in baseball, so Rose continues to sit and wait. As recently as February 5th, 2020, Rose has again made a case for reinstatement in the wake of the Houston Astros sign-stealing scandal. He claims that the ban is vastly disproportionate compared to those involved in the Astros scandal.